Renee Noor, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar.
So if you could welcome, beautiful family. That's right. I'm Renee Noor, the founder of the Global Women Wealth Warriors, as well as the GW3 family. And oh my goodness, today is not only is a super fantastic day for our Thankful Tuesday, it's all about gratitude. It's about self-renewal for life. That's right. It's your self-renewal for life. And today, not only are we excited to have our regular amazing women that's going to be joining me, but we have a special person that's going to be joining us. You know, we are so excited. If you haven't already saved the date for August the 19th through the 21st for our Power to Soar Leadership Conference, I'm going to encourage you guys to do so. Not only are you going to get an opportunity of seeing all of the GW3 warriors, but you're also going to have the opportunity of meeting our very special guest. That's right. She's one of our very first honorary Global Women Wealth Warriors since we first started the organization. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you share this information out. If you're right there in the clubhouse, I need you to share this information out. And already, if you're on Facebook, please make sure you're sharing the information out as well. Today, I have a certain type of glow, baby. And it's not just because of vitamin D. Oh, no. We're going to talk about my glow today. And if you are feeling new skin, go ahead and put some green hearts in the chat because I'm feeling all renewed. I got this new skin. And without further ado, what we're going to do, we're going to bring up the lady that always knows how to make you smile. She brings so much great energy to the GW3 family. The one, the only Miss Janet Alvarado. Miss Janet.
Renee, oh my goodness, you are looking phenomenal, natural beauty you are. And because of our 14-day challenge and the things that you're doing by Dr. Juanita Bonds, I'm so excited to meet her and learn from her. And I want to get my skin like yours too, Renee.
Well, you know what? I got a secret. Maybe we can make that happen. Okay, girl? All right.
Let's do it.
Yes. Let's bring up our next beauty who's always bring the fun, the energy. She is our firecracker right there in New York City, the one and the only Miss Mary Kim Farkas. What's up?
Hello, everyone. Super excited for today. I wore tropical because of the spa today with green in it.
I love it. Are you going to the spa today as well?
In my mind.
I love it.
Yes, I absolutely
That's for the occasion. I'm ready to go.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Guys, I'm just grateful right now. Look at this energy that we brought here. So you know what we're going to have to do. I need everybody in the clubhouse right now. If you are hearing our voices, let's make sure we're sharing this space out. You got the one and only Miss Mary Kim Farkas, as well as we have Miss Janet Alvarado. And guys, we've already been talking about the importance of self-care. You know, we've been talking about just having gratitude for that space. We've heard some of you all share with the conversations with where you have gratitude for your husbands, whether you do certain things for your, your significant others. I'm just going to leave it at that, significant others. But it's so important for you to do what? For you to take care of yourself first. You know what they say when you're on that airline? You have to put on your safety jacket. You have to put on your life jacket first before you can save anyone else. Guys, I feel incredible. Last night was probably my best sleep yet. I would say this, even last night, I would say throughout the entire day, because they put so much love and so much attention in towards what they do. So guys, if you are right now watching us on this particular channel from YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, let's make sure we put some green hearts in the chat. Let's make a standing ovation for our amazing Miss, okay, here we go, our amazing Miss Juanita Bonds, Dr. Juanita Bonds. But guess what? She also got a special guest with her. She has the one and the only Miss Sade. Come on now.
Hello, lady.
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Hey, beautiful. How are you doing today?
Okay, good, great. So Sade, only got a few minutes, but there last night I could not pull that off without my colleague, without my partner, without my teammate. Like, she comes in where I'm short in any way. You know, sometimes being a lefty and you're dealing with a scalpel, or sometimes it get a little awkward. So she came in, she dermaplaned Renee, got rid of any of that little bellies hair, and she kind of, I guess, you know, when you're if anybody in here have a green thumb and they ever planted anything, I don't know, but I did dig a hole in some dirt and try. But she just come in and open up those pores and had them ready to receive the treatment. And Renee didn't just have my hands, she had the blessings of Sade's hands. And I'm still looking at Renee like, wow, who is that? Like,
I know, right?
It's already beautiful, but the glow is what we look for. It's right there. It's in her nasolabial lines. It's also in those beautiful cheekbones. And I'm just saying, ladies, this is a game changer. We're not doing cosmetic style facials. We're not just putting some nice cream on your face and giving you a little glow temporarily. We are doing skin revisions in here. We are changing the skin to the baby skin, not just your face, your body and your feet.
Let's talk about this, guys. If you are in the clubhouse, you need to go ahead on and look at this live, guys. Let me share with you why. Not only do we have the amazing Dr. Juanita Bonds, but we also have her amazing, as she said, her colleague, Miss Sade, that's right there. Guys, yesterday was such an important opportunity for me to not only find that time to pour right back into me, but for me to get still. That's right, for me to get still. And I know it's hard, ladies. You know it's hard. But let me say that. I was like, oh my God. Guys, I slept. And we're going to talk about not only the importance of sleeping, we're going to talk about the importance of the oxygen that we're breathing and what it's doing to us, Dr. Juanita. And I know for sure we got Miss Janet Alvarado. She loved taking care of her husband. You know what she does? She actually pampers him. She gives him foot massages. And you know, she gives him foot massages.
That's
and
nice.
Then you have Mary Kim, who has an amazing Desi. Her son, she gives him massages as well. And she's like, I'm dressed for the spa. She said, I'm not wearing anything else but clothes, and I'm dressed for the spa. I just
Come on in. Come on in.
Can you please share with us a couple of things, both ladies? Why is it so important for us to truly take the time to have the proper, facials? And one of the things, I'll say this too, because I share with them, in all of my years, I've never, ever experienced what I did yesterday. You know, we're talking about, with the true skin, this whole, you call it a therapy, but it's an enzyme therapy that you guys are doing. And again, you guys got those loving hands. Miss Sade, thank you for just doing what you do by just removing those extra hairs. Ladies, that's right, I said it. Those extra hairs that you have around your face, whether you have them on your sideburns or even over your lip area or even underneath your chin. That's right. So we're going to talk about that. And what I love the fact that you guys are just doing it up. And you're doing it with so much love. So please pour into that conversation why it's important for us to really pay attention to our skin.
Well, you yourself, before you start a business or do anything, you go out and you pick a representation of you, but you picking some graphics, some art, And that's really not who you are. Before you pop up that website or hand somebody your business card with a logo, people see you. You are your logo. You are the walking billboard. And if you're trying to tell me something of anything, whether it's motivational, encouraging, I'm thinking, well, how can you tell me anything? You don't take care of yourself. So it's the same as with our kids or anybody we get encountered with. We want to try to give our best self first. You know, first impression is important and it's still the same. People will judge you by that first impression, but and neither here nor there. You need to at least be able to get up every morning and feel great about yourself if you want someone else to feel great about you as well. In business, just in a person, just in your character, just in who you are. I always like to say, you know, people like to refer to themselves as, I'm an elegant lady, I'm a classy lady. And they contribute that to their attire, their nails, you know, their shoes, how much they paid. And I'm like, what about all of this? You know, you're classy, you're elegant, but you're not really taking care of your skin.
I love what you said there, Dr. Juanita. I think what's happening right now, we have two microphones in the same space where you are. So I think we need to turn one of them down. Yeah, because we have just a little bit feedback. But I love what you said. You guys, you're a walking billboard for your brand. You represent your brand. Even before you even open up your mouth, people are going to always going to look at you from your head to your toe. And if you're a person that want to be taken seriously, what relates to that 7-star luxury brand, you already know. You want to make sure you treat yourself as that as well. I guess you can't hear me.
I am muted. Now can you hear me? We
can hear you.
All right, you were okay. You guys were able to hear me. Okay, so I'm grateful that you are sharing this information with us, Dr. Juanita, and the importance behind it. So share with everybody what was some of the steps that I went through yesterday, because let me tell you guys, not only are we going to have the video coming out, I was totally in awe just looking at what your device. The first thing, guys, I'm going to tell you, I got into the chair and I did this overall this ozone treatment where now I was breathing carbon dioxide. So talk to us about that, the importance of breathing the right air.
So the chair functions in a way where it's not only giving you some of the nice fresh oxygen that you need, but the chair is also teaching you outside of receiving the O2 from the chair how to properly breathe. And so as Renee began to receive her oxygen treatment, she was being taught and based on a certain rhythm how to stop doing what we like to call that lazy breathing, where we're not breathing in enough oxygen. We always in a rush. You know, it's just like I'm talking now and I'm not just inhaling and taking good deep breath, inhaling that oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide. And that's where we start feeling tired and brain all foggy and cloudy because we're not slowing down enough just to breathe. And so the purpose of the chair from the time you arrive here at True Skin, whether it's before the enzyme treatment or any treatment or after the treatment, is to put the patient in a more relaxed, calming state where they're taking in some good oxygen and they're able to relax and calm down. Because the enzyme treatment could bring some sort of a little anxiety if you're not used to being still for 45 minutes. Renee is not used to being still for 45 minutes. So I noticed though, the reason is because Renee knows when she sits still, she falls asleep. And that's because she's not taking that time to breathe in that great fresh oxygen and just relax throughout the day. So I laughed at Sade when she went to do a dermaplane, and she said, well, when I get in this area, Renee, turn my phone and do not stop. And then she was like, because when Renee be still just for a few minutes,
Right.
her brain is like, I got you. And so it was great to be able to provide that service for someone like Renee or us, who's always on the go serving and taking care of other people. Even if you don't receive any treatment and you say, you know what, I need to stop by True Skin and get me a pick me up. I want to go and, and get some. It's not to kind of overextend yourself with a bunch of oxygen, but there are a lot. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
just
there
a
are
little bit of a,
lot
it's a little bit of a, what is it called, guys? It's not only an echo, you got two
Echo, but I don't
devices
hear
that's
it.
really close to each other. So because those two
Oh,
devices
okay.
are close to
Let's
each other, you
move
have to
this
turn
one.
the volume down. We hear feedback. That's what the word I was looking for, feedback. Yes.
So the chair kind of put her, is that getting better?
Yes.
Put her in a more relaxed state, because when Renee came in, she still was in work mode. And here at True Skin, the ambiance is great. It has a calming effect. And we know when we get Renee in the room, and in our aesthetic room, it's all hands on deck except for her hands. Like it's time for us to get in there, and see what's going on, get the Maggie lamb, look at everything, get her right before she got ready to get just her skin analyzed. She was on 2 calls. Like she was on the iPad. She was on
I
another
admit,
call.
I really was, guys. I admit, I had 2 calls going on at the same time.
She did. And so I'm proud of Sade. So in that moment, Sade decided to give Renee the oxygen chair prior to the enzyme treatment.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of got her in the state that we needed her in, because we're watching, we're observing, and we know to be effective, we really need you and your body to be in a position to receive the treatment, because we're not talking about enzymes from mixing up some bananas, propane, or anything like that. We're talking about enzymes that works with the internal system, and that's the from a functioning perspective. So that's pretty much why we like to have you relax, because it's gonna go on hard. It's gonna feel like cement is on your face, and
It really did.
And then, but then when it's done, as I was dissolving it off, Renee was like, so you can't just pick this off, right? It'll pull your skin off. I'm like, no, right?
So I'm going to tell you guys on a real deal. How many of you guys go and purchase these over-the-counter masks, these over-the-counter scrubs and things of that nature? So that's kind of like what we're used to, right? And what we don't realize, those masks don't do anything at all, because what's happening when you go through this process is going through the core, through the deep cores of your pores, I should say, going through the pores, and it's lifting. Because guys, remember, I've traveled to Africa, I've traveled to Paris, I've gone to Amsterdam, I've traveled to all these different destinations, and I've just been having layers and layers and layers of gook on top of my skin, bacteria, and dry skin, And I hadn't even done anything. And I told her, I didn't even wear any SPH sunscreen, guys. I'm letting you guys know, with no sunscreen. So not only was this device able to break down my skin, it was also able to show my dry areas, and also it gave me a recipe of what I needed to do in order for me to maintain my younger looking skin. Guys, I don't even have on shimmer on my cheeks. Do you see how those cheeks are showing right now? Guys, you already know I used to put some shimmer here and on my teeth, on my nose. I don't have anything there, guys. Nothing at all. What do you guys think? How does it look, Mary Kim?
Absolutely stunning. It looks really stunning. Like the glow is just, it's amazing. great. Yeah.
Yes.
I need to book myself when I go to Atlanta.
Yeah. I was like, I felt like I was going in like a snake and I came out like a baby. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So what questions you have for her, Miss Janet? Because I know, Janet, you love taking care of your hubby and you love providing different products. And talk to us also about the proper, because you know what, I'm going to say proper, but the right products and ingredients, because I thought that I was doing the right thing, Juanita. I'm going to be honest with you. I truly thought I was. I had my little scrub. I used to use my little sugar scrub, a little honey and all of that stuff, thinking I'm lifting up the dead skin cells, and I wasn't doing anything. Okay, guys, probably irritating my skin more than anything.
I'll let Sade add to that. Is that a question? You want us to?
I think Janet was going to come with the question. I was thinking.
Thank you so much, Dr. Juanita, for being here today on Gratitude Tuesdays. Oh my goodness, I'm over here writing these notes that you're just speaking about. And Sade, nice to meet you, because teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
And all you ladies your skin is just glowing, and I could tell you don't have no makeup on, and I want that. So I need to be at that spa getting my treatment, because just like Renee mentioned, you think you're doing the right thing. You think you're taking care of your skin. But like Dr. Juanita mentioned, it starts from the inside. We have to take care of the inside. And you mentioned something so important that we don't think about, and that's breathing. Breathing and oxygen is so important to our system. And I'm learning as I'm growing. So I so appreciate you being here today and including us in today's important subject of taking care of our insides, because it will show on the outside. Look at, like Renee and you two are proof of that. So thank you so much. Passing the mic.
Well, you know, one of the things that we were talking about, and you guys, I'm bad at this also. Sometimes I leave my makeup on, right? And I leave it on whenever I have to travel, especially when I have to go out of state for different functions. How important it is for us to not only, you know, clean our skin, but use the proper ingredients when it comes down to our skin. And how do we find out what are the proper ingredients? Can you help us answer that, please, Juanita?
My response is going to be a consultation, of course. That's where we start with everything. I don't want to say use the internet, because you can Google, and I feel like that leads to a rabbit hole. So I would definitely say just getting like a professional opinion and getting the things that are tailored for your specific skin type is going to be the golden ticket. Even if you're not coming in routinely for your treatments, at least you know your maintenance is preventative and it's not causing us to have to do corrective work when you come and see us, because that corrective work is going to be a way bigger investment than the preventative work. So we just really like people to kind of see where you're at, you know, forgive yourself for the past, and then just kind of do what you need to do to maintain what we have and where we are today.
Absolutely.
I like that. What are some of the, go ahead.
Oh, well, to add to that, and I concur with Sade completely, consultations are the key, and consultations with the right, you know, specific treatments. Meaning, you want to try to shy away as you know, get a certain age from the cosmetic style facials, because the damage that have been done to your face, there are markers being placed every time you go out without sunscreen. And it's only a matter of time before it comes to the surface. So, you know, those are marks that stays. You can never get rid of. And that's what Sade meant about now we got to do some corrective stuff and then also preventative. Because you have went so long believing, even us as African Americans, sometimes believing in the myth that we don't need to wear sunscreen, and that's not true. So once those markers are placed in your skin from the sun damage, you know, just get ready as you get a certain age, and we like to refer to it as that factory, that internal factory it shuts down. It stops producing collagen. It stops protecting you. And you need to do something to kickstart it back up. And that's going to be within your lymphatic system. So the thing about what do, you make sure that you have the right skin type, first of all, for that particular cleanser. I would even get a cosmetic style cleanser, you know, unless, you know, you have spoken with someone and had a consultation, you know, in a more of a medical facility or a medical grade product that you know not going to strip your skin or even dry it even worse. And stay off of Google, stay off of YouTube, stay off of Instagram, stay off of all that.
No Dr. Google, no Dr. Google.
Stay off of it, please. You know, do not, you know, get your notes unless it's a, you know, a viable source.
Go ahead, Mary Kim.
Loving this conversation. Thank you. I have two things. One, I'm like Renee, and I thought always that because I don't really need a lot of sleep since high school, like it's just how I function. But if I sit down, if I go to a theater, want to watch a movie, like I will pass out. The only way I don't pass out is somebody new. If I'm with a stranger I don't know, I'm wide awake. But other than that, I'm like honking, like within a second. So it's interesting. I never knew it was like an oxygen thing. I always just thought that, you know, I'm not sleeping enough, but I can function throughout the day. And then the other thing is I still have my pregnancy mask for when I was pregnant. My son will be 10 in February. It doesn't show up again now until I like the sun, even if I put sunscreen on. Is your treatment or treatment similar that would take that away completely, or what? You know, now I just deal with it during the summertime because in the wintertime it's gone. It doesn't show up. But as soon as I hit any kind of sun, it will show up.
It does, because it gets inflamed. The sun inflames it. And so are you wearing sunscreen?
Yes.
You are?
I wear sunscreen. I think SPF 35 or 50. Yeah, always.
Is it mixed in a lotion, or you think, or in your makeup or something?
No, I wear like the pure sunscreen. It's not mixed in with my stuff. But I do wear it.
Is it a physical, do you know, or a chemical? Does it have zinc oxide in it? Are you reapplying? Are you reapplying every 2 or 3 hours after being in the sun?
I do. Okay. You know, when I go to the beach or something, or if I'm outside, like an everyday thing, I don't, which probably I should, but it doesn't really show up like an everyday thing. But if I'm out at the beach or at a pool, it definitely will show up here, like the same spots it did during my pregnancy.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we could do a virtual consultation. But what you could do, you guys, you would be surprised at what ice would do. So, you know that it's going to happen in the summertime. So that's inflammation. I would say hydrocortisone, but, you know, dealing with the steroids is really tricky, because if you do it too much, what could happen? But in the meantime, you know, at night, you wear your sunscreen, then you can ice.
Oh, ice it on
those spots get inflamed by the sun, and then it gets inflamed, and then so you have that problem, and then it shows. I have melasma too, and you know, mine just stays. It just shows up. You know, it don't go away. And like you, I kind of wish. I don't know where you live, but I kind of wish it did. It stayed away.
So in wintertime, I'm like really like pale, like white as white can be.
Yeah. So you know, you need to, you know, kind of fix that internal factory so it does what it needs to do in the summer, and it also does what it needs to do, you know, in the winter. You want to get into that dermal level, which is what true skin means. It means we don't target the stratum corneum, which is the outer layer of the skin. We target the internal, like skin deep, you know, because that's where that pregnancy mask lies. You see it on the surface, but it's not there. And that's a good example of what I was telling you about the sun markers. They there. And it would rear its ugly head at any time. You would just be like, well, I didn't get sunburned today, or what happened? You wake up one morning, it may be a hormonal change, but the damage that you did prior to not wearing sunscreen,
let's get this
it will come to the surface. And possibly that we will bring it to the surface as well, so we could slough it off too with the treatment that we actually have. with enzymes and pills, not, those other chemical pills, but something, more on the line of a medical grade skin revision treatment.
Awesome. Thank you. And with the ice, I would put that on like after when I get up in the morning before I go out in the sun?
At night.
At night. Oh, at night. Okay.
Night is so important. And I hate to say it because some people are like, well, Miss Juanita said I could just do my skin regime at night and skip in the morning, but I'm really not. But if you had to skip, and night is the one we really don't feel like it either, you gotta remove the makeup, because you're not just removing makeup, you're removing that extrinsic, the external environment damage that your skin have actually collected over time and during the day. So you gotta, remove that, wash your skin, and do your skin regime. And that's when you'll make sure you're icing your face.
Awesome. Yeah, I take and all that stuff, and I do clean. I'm like, maybe once in a blue moon, I won't wash my face at night. No, I'm like really consistent, at least 98% of the time, not 100%.
Well, they did yesterday 2 cold water bottles during the day.
Yes.
Every now, you're in the sun. Is be careful with your tint when you're driving. That sun is beaming on your face. Yeah.
Awesome.
You're adding so many great pointers here, and a lot of people are saying like great gems. I want to go to the clubhouse. Guys, I know for sure you probably have a question for Dr. Juanita Bonds. We're going to continue on with this conversation. Juanita, we have so many men with the Global Women Wealth Warriors as well. So let's talk about what the men are supposed to be doing as well. We got Steve in the room. We also have Pastor Terrence in the room. What are some of the regimens that you even recommend for men?
Same thing.
Men
get off the hook. They need to wear sunscreen too.
You heard that right, guys? You cannot get off the hook. You have to do it as well.
Yes. Now the men factory doesn't slow down as fast as the female. So that's why sometimes we'll look at our husband and we'll look at our mate, and the older they get, the better they start looking. And you're like, you're like, okay, he's not, but his face he's changing. And men, you're wearing beards, and some men are wearing beards because they don't like the folliculitis. They do not like the hair bumps. And that's with proper cleansing, sunscreen, and treatments. Men need it just as important as women, and even more so if they have beards.
Yes. I noticed even with some of our skin, for those who are in the sun more and probably they keep their body all covered, like Mary Kim says, she gets a little bit more pale. My daughter Janae, she does the same thing, right? But what happens when your face is like so much darker than your body? Is there a way that we can help balance that? Because I see it sometimes, and I know it's probably because the face is more exposed to sun versus the body. So what could be a remedy for that?
Well, sunscreen, but that's gonna be the trigger right
sunscreen.
But what do you
sunscreen? If you haven't heard anything else, we have to wear sunscreen.
Right. So you want to start. Great. You want to do like Renee and kind of get rid of, because the other layer is there, but it's covered with all of that dead cell material. So you want to slough all of that off. And what happens is when you get the treatment, the same day, Renee looks lighter. So we slough all of that off. And now her skin is ready to receive the treatment and still function right now. It's still functioning just from her one treatment. Men, first of all, need to come in and get all of that dead cell material off of their face, go to a treatment, and wear sunscreen. We don't have to give them that much. And what you were talking about how they look so much darker and then lighter in other areas, that's of course sun damage, but the melanin in some of the darker men, they're suffering with the two-tone is because of the fact that us as African American, we have an overproduction of melanocytes, which is our skin rushes to protect us, rather that's keloids, scarring, or just a darker shade. That's our natural skin that's trying to protect us from the sun. And so that's you in the sun, it's beaming. If you're driving or you're working outdoors, men have a tendency of being outdoors more, and they get darker because those melanocytes are trying to create something to protect them from the sun. And so we have a product that we use by the DMK brand called Melanotech Drops, and it works as an inhibitor to kind of stop the overproduction of the melano cells, and then also fade away the damage that it already have done.
I love this. I mean, let's see if we have any questions in the clubhouse. Guys, if you have a question, we've been talking to the amazing Dr. Juanita Bonds alongside with Sade, who not only poured so much extra love into my skin, but definitely helping me to realize that I got to get my self-care back. And that's what I said with you guys. Today, it's all about gratitude for self-care. We usually give our power and our energy away all the time for others. So right now, we want to talk about your regimen. What is it that you're doing to provide you with self-care? And I want to hear from one of the men, because one of the things I noticed too, sometimes we work our hands, and I know I have really bad hands. I told you that, Dr. Juanita. My hands are so dry, and I know that's an area that's kind of like one of my areas I need to work on. Anybody in the clubhouse who would like to point to this conversation? If you have a prone area, if you have an area that you really know we want to talk about, let's go ahead on and have a conversation. Unmute yourself and say your name. And Dr. Juanita Bonds is right here. Say your name and go ahead and unmute yourself.
Steve here.
Hey, Steve. Steve is all the way in Singapore. How you doing today, Steve?
Hi, Steve.
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. It's almost 1:30 a.m. in the night, so I'm still with you guys.
So much dedication. We love you, Steve. We love you.
Yes. I love you too, guys. All right, so as we were talking about the gratitude first, and we have the other topic, which is for the skincare. So gratitude can magically, turn your life relationship into joyful and meaningful, relationships. So no matter what state, you are in, so gratitude can miraculously make you more prosperous so that you have the money you need to do the things you want to do. So the first thing is that we have to have that gratitude early morning when we wake up, and we have to thank for everything to Lord, because there are so many people in this world who are suffering and who are looking for those things. We already have that life, which is the dream of millions of people. And if we have more gratitude, the more you're going to attract. That means, we have in life, so it comes to you more, the more thankful you are. So it's the energy you give out, it comes back that way. So whoever does not have gratitude, even what he or she has will be taken from him or her. It's like that. So we will be taken from whatever we have. If we don't have that gratitude, if we are just cribbing about it, what life we have, eyes we have, hands we have, or the body we are breathing every day, and people do have problems with that all, and they are praying that they want to have those all things which we already have. So for me, gratitude is one of the, first thing that I do early in the morning, and every time, whatever I do, in that I definitely have that thing within me. Now, coming to the second topic, which is about skincare, what I do for my face and for my body. First of all, make sure that I take the protein, which is 0.8 grams per kg. That's as per my weight. And also I consume the water, which is completely alkaline. Then I definitely wash the face with alkaline water. And I take the antioxidants, vitamins. I take care of all those things minutely. And make sure that it is in a proper way, in a balanced way, because if I don't take it in a balanced way, it will have definitely a side effect. Until unless we have the melanin cells, which are very high in the people who have the black skin, so they don't get these sunstrokes. But if it's a white skin, definitely will get sunstrokes because they don't have the melanin. So make sure that I eat onion. It does provide the melanin. So that's how I take care of the skin, and make sure that I don't put on any of the products. I consume the collagen products. I consume the products which are like in the form of fruits or vegetables or seafood. Make sure the omega-3 and everything is in a proper way I am consuming. So that's how I take care of my, skincare and my body. Thank you.
Wow. Very impressive, Steve. I know, very impressive. He's like one of our health experts as well, Dr. Juanita. And it's great to hear him pour into, today's topic.
Yes, that's amazing because I'm with Steve on the alkaline. I invested in the machine about maybe 13 years ago. And so I, wash my face with the beauty water that comes with the machine and mostly do the alkaline when I can. If not, I definitely I try not to use washcloth, you guys. I could show you what I use unless they're white, and I only use them for my face. I don't wash my face in the shower. So because of the residue, when you shower, and I would rather just shower and wash my face after the shower. And I use, pure, clean skin, washcloths. Well, that's not, they're actually disposable washcloth. I try not to add any extra bacteria, if I don't have to. And, I don't know what kind of detergent you may use. So I'm very cautious of colored towels. So I use a lot of white towels. And that kind of comes from me having the healthcare background, being, a hospital CEO. I just got kind of used to the way we do things where we can actually add antimicrobial products to wash to combat any bacteria or any germs that we're kind of putting on our face.
Absolutely amazing. Guys, let's just give it up for Dr. Juanita Bonds. Not only is she a successful businesswoman that's really helping us to nurture our skin, she's now owner of 2 hospitals, as well as she's launched this whole new med aesthetics to really help you find the true, I would say, true new skin, because I call it new skin, guys. It's just skin that we didn't even know we had, right? It's important for us to have people like her in our lives, guys. It really is, because we've been so used to doing what we think is right. And you know what they always say, we just didn't know what we didn't know. And now that we know, we can do so much better. I saw what you did with the transformation, because we had some of the chairwomen to come to get pampered. I call her Dr. Lolita Anderson, alongside with Malika Starr, as well as Arlene and even Miss Zoe. And I saw their hands. Oh my goodness. It was like instant. Guys, you can see she did one of their hands, and then the other one.
I feel so bad.
Oh my God. They walked out, their hands was like, oh my, you can literally see it. What Arlene sent us pictures after 4 days.
I'm like, she got a good hand and a bad hand. I'm sorry.
It's like they really need to come back and get that other hand done.
But it was no way, I know you ladies are the same as gentlemen. You like proven results.
Right.
People say a lot. They get celebrities to come on and make these announcements. Even some of them come to True Skin and blame it on some product they want to be an ambassador for or something. And you did a total skin revision. But you have to prove your work. As Renee said, being in the hospital industry, I consider I'm being reactive. You know what I'm saying? In that industry, the damage is done. You're already sick. And so I married it too, because this allows me to also be proactive. It's like, okay, all right, let me help you. before you keep, but before you get there, to the point where it's, it's just your skin just at a place of no return, and people say, well, you have surgery. Well, what good that do you to go and cut and pull bad skin? It's like the young lady with the pregnancy mask. So you go, you get a facelift, and it doesn't get rid of the pregnancy mask. It might move it here. It depends on the face structure. So who wants to go put fillers in bad skin? And the key is exactly what the gentleman said. It's water intake. Now, don't expect the skin to hold enough of the water that you drink, if it's not alkaline. And also, don't expect the store to provide you with it, because the efficacy is gone probably by the time you bought the bottle alkaline. You may have a little bit of time. I heard, Smart Water was a little better when they tested, but water is the key. And what has happened with Renee is that enzyme have pumped her system now, where it's filling her skin up with water. When we think about our skin, the largest organ in our body, there are other organs want water too. So they fighting for that water, and that water is going different places. And so I want to help you out when you think about fillers. And then Renee is not so much lipid dry, she's dehydrated, she's water dry. And I told her, I said, well, you could drink the water. It doesn't mean it's going to fix the problem, because the pump is broken to pump the water, to where it needs to be going. And so fillers are wonderful. But if you're dehydrated and you want to go and you get fillers, and the forehead already dehydrated, and your filler's not going to last long, because when you put that hyaluronic acid in there, the forehead going to say thank you and just suck all of that hyaluronic acid right out the cheeks. And so, it's amazing just the way that works. And I see people, they nice and they rosy right here. And then you get these what we call pseudo wrinkles. I told Renee, I said, you don't have wrinkles. The machine told her from a microscopic perspective, view, she didn't have wrinkles. And I said, I'm going to pull that water level up in your skin, and that's just going to go away. The forehead, the fake forehead, is just going to fill out with water. And I did a pro-apple treatment on her. It's a little stingy, but that's to fill that skin up with water, because that's what it needs. And so glad he brought that up, because that's the key. Not saying you don't need to drink a lot of water, but to retain it, you have to do something to get that system going, where it's not, robbing water from different places. But, all of our organs need water. And then when you get dehydrated, all of a sudden your face starts showing, you start looking older, you start looking wrinkly in different areas. And that's just water loss.
I'm glad that you said that also. Guys, we're on this with Glenn Lundy. He's talking about the proper sleep. The time that you sleep, it truly does make a difference as well, because your body have to heal. And the only way that your body is being able to heal, even be able to replenish, is when you're sleeping. And if your sleeping schedule is totally off, sometimes that also hurt with how you look as well. It's like a combination. You really want to give your body all the love, and guys, with me, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to shut it down at a certain time. I'm definitely disciplined in that area, Juanita, because my alarm goes off at about 8:30 p.m. every day. It's time for me to call it sleep. Go to bed in like the next 2 hours. And I was with you guys still last night. So my body was like pushing it. It really, really was pushing it. By the time I came home, all I could do is think about sleeping. And it's so funny. Malika Starr, she sends me this. I sent her a message. Okay, guys, what time did I send you guys a message out? Let me see if anybody knows. What is the time I wake up, everybody? I send a message when I wake up. 3 o'clock?
4.
4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is the time I wake up. And it's just like clockwork. Now, sometimes you'll catch me waking up also at 3 o'clock, but I go to sleep. And you already know I had a really nice sleep while you guys was doing, all the services and things. I was knocked out. My body, you're absolutely correct. Once I leave here, because I have to travel to Chicago. I'm going to go ahead and get my mani and my pedi, because my nails need to be at least some kind of looking decent, but I go and sit in a chair for so long, 15 minutes, I'm out. I am knocked out. And even the little ladies at the chair, you got to get up. You got to get up. We got to get you up, So I go to sleep really, really easily, guys. But last night, once I came home, oh my God, I slept like a baby. And it was so funny because today that's what Glenn Lundy was talking about for our sleep patterns. And he said, so how did you sleep last night? I'm like a baby. I woke up and I slept all the way through. I woke up at 4 o'clock on the dot. I don't need an alarm to wake me up or anything like that, guys. I truly don't. So it's important not only for you guys to get your proper rest. She's already indicated drink your water. Ladies, where's what? 75% of our body weight is all of water, and that's still not enough. Think about that, Miss, Dr. Juanita, we've been drinking like a gallon of water and I'm still dehydrated. But I tell you guys, it's because I drink coffee as well. And I remember.
Add lemon to
add lemon to my coffee?
Lemon with alkalized water.
Okay, yes. Okay. Yeah, so I do like the water with lemon or lime. That's what I used to do. But one of the things I was told, for the equivalent amount of coffee I drink, I have to drink water. And so that's a piece that I got to keep on working towards to find the harmony into those two, because I can go through 2 cups of coffee in the morning and don't get at least enough of that water. So now I have to start balancing it. But yes, my skin was very dry. I knew that was going to be for me, that I had the dry skin. Yeah. How many of you guys know what type of skin you have? Anyone? Okay, go ahead, Mary Kim. What type? Well, I'm sorry, Janet. Tell us what type of skin did Mary Kim. Go ahead on and pour into it.
I have combination skin. So it's really greasy on my forehead, my T-zone, and dry on my cheeks. And I do have a little bit of highlights on my cheeks. Well, I got makeup on. But Dr. Juanita, I wanted to ask you a question. When you drink water, I drink water out of my cup that has a straw. And they say, don't do the straw because then you get marks around your lip.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Is that true?
How often? I mean, it just takes a lot of work to just.
I always use a straw. Come on, talk to me about that one, because I don't even like putting my lips on glasses. I like a straw.
I don't like straws. Okay. But it's not for that reason. But I just want to know why people don't like their smile lines. And it just amazes me. The nasal label lines right here. I don't know.
What they don't like their smile lines?
Yeah, that's what she's talking about. That's what it creates. Now, the straw could create the wrinkling on the lips.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Now, on the lips, that's a different story. But that's lack of estrogen. That's not the straw. If you start to get that, that's an estrogen problem, is for what I understand. Clinical aesthetic. So disclaimer, because I'm not a medical doctor, I'm a skin revision practitioner and neuromuscular therapist.
Yes. Deborah Vick says she doesn't get enough water either. I mean, oh my goodness, what can we do? We got to do an exercise so we can just start checking in. Maybe we start setting an alarm, to remind ourselves to drink more water, ladies. I think that may help, a watch, like a stopwatch.
Listen, you can drink all the water you want, but unlike the other gentleman's alkaline and the skin is receiving it a lot more, it's great, but the skin is only going to retain about 30% of it. You can drink a lot of water, but those other areas in the other organs are going to use it as well. You're sharing that water in different places. You still have to find a place and get on a skin regime. You have to kickstart that internal factory to pump in that water to the skin. When I did that mask on Renee, her skin, her system thought a piece of concrete had landed on her face. She was so cold, and she says she's usually not that cold. She was so cold from her décolleté on down, because blood for 45 minutes rushed. Blood and oxygen, and blood feeds skin. So blood, oxygen, water, it brush to her face because it wants to save Renee from here and up. And that's how we got the system to put water up into that area for her. And so now that she got the enzyme treatment, you know, everything mostly have memory, including muscle. The system now is like, oh, I forgot about Renee Page. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, that brick landed on her face yesterday. So the system now is working. And when that cell get ready to turn over again within 21 days, she's going to come back. She's going to get it done again. And it's just going to learn. It's you know, it's going to learn to go back and after maybe 6-8 treatments, even could be 4 with Renee, it's just a be more practical now that her system will remember to give water to her face. And she's still going to drink water and do right and possibly add lemon turns, you know, alkalines to water. The good part about why we probably don't like drinking water, we don't like to go to the bathroom so often. But when you put lemon in it, you go less. That's how you know. Because if you're just drinking water, you're going and use the bathroom and you're just drinking water and it's going out. But if anybody on this call can agree, when they add lemon to their water, I could drink water at night. If I add lemon, it stays in my body longer. If I don't, as soon as I drink that water without lemon, like a few minutes, I'm back in the bathroom all night. Yeah. So I like to drink water at night. So I put lemon in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know what I realized when the mask was on, I could feel it like almost kind of like vibrating right here, like pulsating. That's it. That was I felt it. And it was just like, it was interesting how that was happening. Like I said, guys, it was like a metamorphosis experience because you could literally see this mask now getting like a different color. Like if you go into a movie, you know, like when they put these different layers of skin on and then it started moving and getting shriveled, that's what was happening. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is interesting. Yeah. Like seriously, I was going through a metamorphosis. But you know what? I trust, you know, you got it. And I know, like you said, sometimes people have a little bit of a anxiety. If you just have trust in someone, you just relax and don't even think about it. You know what I mean? And when you do that, you have even a better experience. And so that's what I had. I had so much trust in Dr. Juanita's hands. I was able to sleep through the process because I said, I know I'm in good hands. I already know. She's not only amazing. Wait, I was going to say, she's not only an amazing doctor. She's right there from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been knowing Dr. Juanita now since 2011. I think Janae was 11 years of age when we met. And now Janae's going on 23. And I know she's already said she cannot wait to see you. She's coming home. And she can't wait to see you.
I can't wait. That Janae is the age bracket too that I like to work on. And Sade is really good with you know, that pretty much age bracket because especially when they care about their skin. Because their skin bounce back really fast. They still produce collagen and they still, you know, going through some hormonal changes. But I like to, because that's the age where your confidence is down. You know, we could get our confidence back up easy. You know, we can get some good makeup and, you know, and make it work. But when you get into Janae's age group, you know, that's important. That's really important to her. What people say, you know, being on, you know, social media, how they look on social media. And unfortunately, that's the lifestyle that they live by. So I like building confidence in our younger adults.
You know what we noticed, and I'll say this quickly. I noticed that with food that we're eating, you know, we've taken a lot of things out of our diets, right? But certain foods that we're eating is causing us to have an effect, a chemical, whether it's acne. You know, even what I notice sometimes when, I mean, right now I'm 52, right? So at 52, you know, I don't usually have like these bumps that come into my face or anything like that unless I eat too much oil. You know, I have to be careful from certain nuts I have to avoid as well. But I notice acne now is like so obvious in certain people's facial, you know, facial because of the foods that they're eating. Now, I know we talk about removing like milks alongside with bread, you know, some of those dairy products that's kind of like not really good for you anyways, right? You know, so I know that's one of the things that Janae is experiencing. At one point, Dr. Juanita, skin was just flawless. Oh my goodness. And then all of a sudden, here she is. And she's, unfortunately, she goes through stress. At the age of 22, these college students are stressing.
Absolutely.
And so when she's stressed, she picks her face. So we definitely got to save my baby because she's too cute for that.
You're right about food. So who's on this call like kale? Like think that's it. Kale is everything.
Well, you mean like kale, the salad, the lettuce? I like kale, but I like kale.
Most of you.
How many of you guys like kale? Anyone? If you like kale, go ahead on and put it in the chat. You a kale lover? Let's see how many people. Let's do a poll. How many of you guys like kale? Okay, we got Pastor Terry said he loves kale. Okay, we have also another Deborah Bell. She says, I love kale. Another kale lover. Okay, let's see on the YouTube. We got a couple of kale lovers there. Not big on kale. We got Keisha. She said not so much. Okay. So I enjoy eating kale. I think I have some in the refrigerator right now. Talk to me about my kale. Let's go.
Okay, kale.
I'm ready.
Kale is where kale, if you're a man and you like kale, great. Testosterone. If you're a female and you like to eat a lot of kale, bad. The androgen is kale. That's a lot of testosterone, and it's overpowering your estrogen. So it's causing that. It's causing that acne. So kale for men, great. It increases their testosterone. Kale for women, not so great.
Okay, what about spinach then? Can I do spinach and what is it? Arugula? What is that other one? Come on, give me the other name.
Arugula.
Like spinach. Arugula. There we go. Arugula. What about arugula for ladies? Not so much either.
No. Yeah.
Well, I love salads. Well, I don't like the iceberg lettuce. I like the I really enjoy eating spinach. I like mixing it with kale, as well as I'll put in what is those wild greens. I like it more colorful than less color. So they're good.
I like to say something. Juanita, you're something that it's very interesting because I changed my diet about 1.5 years ago, where I cut out meat and dairy and was just using other stuff because I really didn't eat it that much anyways. And, I just learned that it doesn't do well with my system. When I was a child, I was very thick-headed and I had some issue with my mom. She was going into the store and I decided to stay in the car. This is in Florida. She put the windows up. I mean, she probably would have got arrested today because I was in there for like 20 minutes because I was so thick-headed. I don't know why. What even happened? After that, the next day, I got chicken pox all over my back. And so in my 20s, the chicken pox went away, whatever. But in my 20s, I would break out in my back. But then it didn't happen for like probably 50, maybe the last 10, 15 years, I haven't had any breakouts. But I've noticed recently that my back is breaking out. And I've not changed any products, but I'm eating more those greens that you said that can cause the acne. So thank you. Now I have the answer why it's happening.
Yes, it's your testosterone. So it becomes more dominant over your estrogen.
Wow. And that's what she's done. That's exactly what Janae's done. Janae's now more natural. She eats clean salads all the time. She removed all the meats except for fish. We're from New Orleans. We got to have our seafood every now and then. But wow. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, wow. The back. It could be.
That's great. Go ahead, Miss Janet. Go ahead.
Okay, so if we can't eat salads, so what do we eat?
No, we can't. Just not so much. Like, kill me crazy. I love it, But if you're really acne and if you had acne, like growing up as a teenager, you can have adult onset acne again. And most of the hair, the vellus hair, the acne, it's an increase in estrogen, and that's testosterone.
And Janae loved those smoothies, like those smoothies that have the kale in it, and I mean, she got me hooked onto the kale as well because of those smoothies.
Yes,
you learn something new every day. Yeah.
I know. Tomatoes.
What'd you say, Steve?
So make sure you don't eat the raw kale because
The
it
raw
contains
kale.
a type of
Right.
gatrogen. So that's called, gatrotins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some concerns about eating raw kale, which are like, the gatrotins can decrease the uptake of the iodine. So which is, a hormone which helps regulate your metabolism. It's essential for the production of the thyroid hormones. So raw kale, not much, I know the kale is very good in amounts, like in vitamin A, K, B6 and all, and I guess C is also there in kale. So calcium, potassium, copper, manganese, all contains is in kale, but make sure that, don't eat the raw much. You can boil it, it's better. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I want to say this, Dr. Juanita, thank you so very much, guys. If you have received value from today's episode from the one and only, the Gratitude Self-Renewal for Life True Skin with Juanita, Dr. Juanita Bonds, alongside with Sade, please, let's put not only green hearts in the chat, let's put some green hearts alongside with, with some, I don't know, some other kind of emojis as well, and you're going to be so proud of me because, guys, not a one, it's like a 7-step process. You guys know how we love our 7 steps, right? Well, the first step that I have to do every day now, twice a day, is what I was told by the family. Number 1 is to clean my face. And I have this milk cleanser, guys, this milk cleanser now that I have to clean my face every
30
day.
seconds.
30 seconds. And I like to do, already know how I like to go around into my little fingers and then bring it up this way,
Right.
Like that check mark, like that swoosh. Okay, so this is like my step number 1. And I love the fact that it's a milk cleanser, right? The second one is, let's see, I'm working on it, guys. I'm still a work in progress. These melanoma tech drops. Now tell everybody what these tech drops are going to do. The number 2 and number 3, that's so required, this herbal pigment.
Yep. So step number 2, very important. If Renee does nothing, she needs to do step number 1, number 2, and definitely sunscreen. So remember we talked about the melanin overproduction of melanin. So that is an inhibitor. That is to prevent Renee's cells from overproducing melanin that cause that pigmentation issues, the hypopigmentation, the passive pigmentation, the dark spots. At the same time, it's preventing the overproduction of melanin. It's also working on lighting up the pigment that you already have. So it is very important for Renee to do that every morning for sure, and every night, so she can combat all of that overproduction of melanin. And that's usually given to our darker skin tone. Renee also.
And I noticed, go ahead. Because I was
Renee.
going to say, I noticed that I was having like some light spots, guys, some light spots. I know it's probably some sun damage, right?
That's hypo, Renee hypopigment. If you want to know if you hyperpigment, which is darker, skin, where you get the darker spots, you just kind of look. Now, if it's lighter, then it's a light spot. So Renee hypopigment, and she really wants to prevent that because the hypo is very hard to camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, where it's serious, but it's definitely from sun damage. Sometimes we'll see it on our leg. And usually if you have a cut, and how you know is if you ever cut yourself and then, as that cell grows back, just take a look at what color it leaves the scar. And it's possible it'll be light or it's possible it'll be dark.
And then we have our herb mineral. That's number 4, step number 4, where it's like a sealant. I'll spray my face after I put in.
Oh, you got to go to step number 3. 3 and 4 are partners.
So the herbal pigmento.
Yes. So 3 and 4 are partners. That is an identical replica of what we call our acid mantle. And saying that means it's our natural oil, which is the herbal pigment drops that Renee is going to drop and soothe all in her skin. And then she's going to spray it with a natural replica of our sweat. So because our sweat have herbs and minerals. And so she's going to replenish that skin. And the reason she's going to spray the natural lipids in the oil, because that's what our skin does all day long to help us and protect us. It produces the lipids, the oil, and then the sweat.
So you mean to tell me I used to be wiping my sweat off? I need to hold on to the sweat? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not going to real
work out. It's like, oh, let me get that sweat. Hold on.
You got to keep replenishing and that's where your water is going and everything. And we have nutrients,
Okay.
Nutrients. So you're going to replenish it. And what it's going to do, the spray is going to drive the oil into the skin where it needs to be. It's not going to lay on her skin. And it's not like it's just lipid oil, it's water as well. It's not just going to sit there and make her look greasy. She's going to spray it, and then that's going to be the vehicle to take it into the skin because it's have smaller molecules. And so it's going to absorb into her skin, and then it replaces the acid mantle or rebuilds her acid mantle, that's why she has this new skin now, and she needs to rebuild it and get it back to its natural state and last.
And I need that, guys. You know I do. And then the solar damage. Solar damage
gel is either I could have given her a solar damage cream, but I gave her more of a solar damage gel. It's going to do what we call a occlude. It's and also going to help deal with the damage of solar, meaning the sun. So it's going to occlude everything she just did and just kind of just sit there and be a protective barrier for her new healthy baby skin.
And you know the number one thing I already said that I don't like doing?
Sunscreen.
That's sunscreen. It's really bad, but I have to do sunscreen. Yes, guys.
And you have to find that niche for that sunscreen. It's better to try and get a physical sunscreen where you have zinc and stuff like that in it. But if not, just any sunscreen will do that kind of suits your skin tone, where you're not having that cloudy look or the white look. But it's imperative that you wear the sunscreen and sometimes reapply.
And I think we said water with lime or with lemon. That's kind of like the sealant with everything. And proper rest, guys. Make sure you get your proper rest. Well, let's go ahead, doctor. What are you gonna say?
Oh, and proper breathing.
Breathing. Oh my goodness. Did we say breathing? Yes.
I know if you got an Apple Watch, it tells you to breathe. And I'd be like, okay. Did we lose her? Okay.
Everything. Breathing is everything. It really is everything. And even when we work out, we have to do our proper breathing exercises as well. Well, Dr. Juanita Bonds. Oh my goodness. How do you guys feel after this segment here of our gratitude self-renewal for life? Yes. And you're looking at some of our chairwomen right there, Miss Janet Alvarado alongside with Miss Mary Kim. They cannot wait to meet you in Atlanta, Dr. Juanita. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So can you please share with us some closing words of, words of wisdom? I mean, you've dropped so many gems today. And I just really want not only for the people to get in contact with you, but also if you could just provide us with some more words of wisdom as we close out this week's segment of gratitude, self-renewal for life. Dr. Juanita.
Gratitude could be, being grateful and being thankful. But I like to say in this phase in my life, is gratitude is what I'm giving to my peers or to my customers, to my patients, to my clients. I am just grateful that they entrust in me to make lifestyle changes to them, which is the key. And one of the tips I want to give you in business is if you're in a business and it's not changing something, or it's not solving problems or answering questions for people, then I understand that it's possible. What I understand is that it's possible that people are not really wanting to take you serious or maybe patronize your business. Whatever it is that you're doing, always present it in a way where you're doing something for someone. You're making a very important change in their life. It could be anything where it's not self-absorbed and it's not about you. Because if I'm not changing the skin, or I'm not doing something that's making a difference in someone else's life, I don't feel that much good about myself on accepting any payment for services. I don't get paid for time. I get paid for results. I say that all the time.
I love that. Didn't you love that? She said she don't get paid for time. She get paid for results. Somebody need to hashtag that for the rest of the day. Get paid on results. Dr. Juanita Bonds, we are so grateful to have you alongside with the whole entire True Skin team that you have in our lives. And we're going to continue on spreading the word about your new establishment. How can people get in contact with you? Please share, share, share.
Okay, real quickly, you could call 678-404-5253. You also can find us at True Skin Men Aesthetics on Instagram, and our website is www.trueskinmenaesthetics.com. And we're on Facebook as well with the same name.
And on Instagram too. And she has a 10K card as well. So it's drjuanitabonds.com. How about that?
Oh,
make it easier for you. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Make it so much easier for everyone. Well, we love you. Go ahead. No, what you say?
I was able to use it for the first time at Starbucks this morning. I was like, oh yeah, here.
I love it. Well, we're so grateful to have you. We're going to introduce you also to the 10K founder, not only Mr. Sean, but also his beautiful wife. Oh my goodness. And she's right there in Florida. They're not that far away from us at all, but definitely.
Yes. I get clients from Florida all over.
Good. Very good. So guys, if you are not in the Atlanta area, it doesn't matter. Get here so you can get the proper treatment. You can get the right hands on your face, because guys, we only have one of us. We're not getting a second pass on who and how we take care of ourselves, but we definitely want to make sure we're providing the right treatment. The self-care is so important. And I know every person that hears my voice understand the importance, understand that they too need to have more self-care in their life. Look at my cheeks. I'm still just smiling. Look at my cheeks. Oh my God. Oh man.
And guys, if you want, if you're in a location and you want to know if there's a DMK the DMK headquarters is in California, but you can always ask me, call me and say, hey, can you tell me where I can get, like I have some patients that they get the enzyme here, then they travel back, and then I give them a clinic for our DMK family so they can continue on with their treatment. So it's about getting you what you need and getting your skin, revised. And I stand by the brand all day long. So Florida have lots of, well, maybe not that many, but they have some great DMK providers there, right at the Skin Institute. Miami, we all know each other. We're one big happy family. So if you need me to find you a clinic locator like mine, just let me know.
Awesome. You got so many comments. KP's like me. I need help with that. So I'm going to make sure you get in contact with Miss Catherine right there out of North Carolina. She's in North Carolina. Miss Catherine.
Yes.
Yes, we have Miss Kimberly. She said, I've learned so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kimberly. We also have so many of the ladies. I know Deborah's going to be reaching out to you. We just love you. They love the talk. They love the kale. We're going to have to think twice about our kale now, Janet. I'm just saying, okay?
I know.
Yes, we are so grateful. You brought so much value to us today, so much knowledge, and we're looking so forward to seeing you really soon. The entire group of the GW3 will all be together, and I cannot wait. Guys, not only was Dr. Juanita Bonds one of our first honorarium with the GW3 fam, she is just, she's just constantly keep pouring it forward, especially for women. Been written up in so many different articles, received numerous awards, and we're just so grateful for what you do to the community. So we're looking forward to keep on paying it forward to you as well. So thank you, Dr. Juanita Bonds. Thank you so very much.
Renee, why don't you tell them what I was doing the night before I did attend the first event, and then I'm gonna go. I have.
It seemed as if the night before, guys, Juanita Bonds was getting ready to get married. That's right, just get ready to get married.
So I love Mr. Calvin Bonds.
Yes.
Congratulations!
I know. So now this is her 4th year. Is this the 4th year anniversary, right?
That's exactly right. That's right. And Renee,
the 4th year anniversary.
The night before, guys, we were at the event.
Yes. So talking
when you
about
get married at this age, you do not go out the night before the wedding. You go. Yes. You go somewhere else together.
I know. It was so beautiful. And wait until you see both of them. They're such a beautiful couple. They complement each other. They sound alike. I'm like, oh my goodness. They're just
and
so
he
beautiful together.
As well.
Yes.
I will do his speech too.
That's right. I love that. I love that. Girls, ladies and gents, let's start doing each other's speech, okay? But we just want to say thank you so very much. Yes, go ahead. What you saying? No, what'd you say, Dr. Juanita?
We have a medical pedicure that you will love. And I have a great foot cream for when you get ready to do your husband's feet again. So just reach out to me anytime. I'll send you anything. Yes.
That's going to be awesome. That's going to be so awesome.
Bye, guys. I got to go do the math.
I know. Well, thank you so very much for joining us for this week's episode. Oh, my goodness. Gratitude, self-renewal for life. Thank you, Dr. Juanita Bonds. We look forward to seeing you August 19th, 2022.